I love it. What else is in your repertoire of rhetoric, that
People
you
also,
teach your agents that is different than what you see out there for most people in sales?
well, I see a lot of similarities, but I think people use it in the wrong way. I think it's very important to use somebody's name, but it can also be an overkill. I was never
Mhm.
really into the sir, madam thing. I also very much stress a pronoun because I always believe if you're saying your, my, our, it's an excellent way to be able to still capture their attention on a 4 or 5 to 1 basis when you do a pronoun to a name drop. Usually, I believe a name drop is excellent at the beginning of some sort of subject or at the end when you're doing a tie down question, asking somebody if it makes sense, sounds good, right? You can see doing this, correct, Jim? I mean, things like that will be able to help at least keep their information. We do not have the luxury of sight. We do now on this sort of Zoom call, but a lot of the calls you do not get to see the people that you are speaking on the phone. And so you can't really gauge the reactions. I also believe, though, there are certain signs that are a little bit more pure on the phone than when you can see somebody's face. I think a lot of people wear masks, not literally, but I think they can, like with a suit, you can pretend to be important, but you might not even have a job. So the most important thing to me is that when you are speaking to these people is 100% is to treat them accordingly. These people put their pants on every day like everybody else. They're very busy, but they also are very interested in listening to ideas. And so, as I mentioned before, if you understand their structure and little by little, you are able to get their attention, get a thumbs up, continue moving forward, I think it's great. Jason, where I give the most points on any sort of QA or quality control call, it's not just repeating the information and getting the conversion. If the client says your name, not in the beginning, not in the conclusion, but in the body of the call, that's the sort of connection that you have. And if you can get that sort of connection, that sort of bridge, it's like underhand pitches with wiffle ball. If they're saying your name, you can take your time, you can answer their questions at their pace, you can close the deal. So I think that every time you have to repeat yourself, I think that's your fault. Even if there's a barking dog and their bad cell connection, fall on that sword. You don't want to open up sort of rabbit holes or runaway trains. If there's little things, it's more for your clarification. You can repeat it to them. Never say I'm sorry, never apologize. It's for my clarification. Or you could repeat, confirm, and thank you. Because a lot of the times, Jason, agents just by hedging or habits will say, great, okay, wonderful. And a lot of times the answer is not wonderful. So you better be very selective on how you respond to when people are giving you back information and address how long you've been working somewhere, what you're earning. People can be sensitive. You just don't know. So a lot of the times I'll just confirm with them on a very neutral way, because that could be a 5-minute rabbit hole that you got to fix. So I'm extremely selective and careful on how we guide these calls, because anybody that's been on a phone call knows what could happen if it goes the wrong way.
Yeah. And I truly appreciate, because I've seen it so many times, where you're talking about where people have this standard response or this thing that they say all the time,